Welcome to Sala Warden, as we like to say here in Harambe, Twin Day, which means let us go. Jambo, everybody, my name is Catherine. I will be your safari guide for today here on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now, friends, I would like to remind you to please remain seated at all times with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle as you go through the reserve today. One more time, my friends, please remain seated. We also ask you to use hushed voices. Loud voices tend to scare the animals and the driver, so please use hushed voices as it goes through the reserve today. If you're going to be taking photos today, have your cameras out and at the ready. I will not be able to sound for every animal out here, so putting them on live or sports mode will help you capture these moments. Your first animal is right here on your right. That is the okapi. The okapi are a shy and reclusive animal. The first one wasn't spotted until 1901 by Western explorers. And then even more recently, the first baby okapi wasn't even spotted until 2016. So these guys are really good at blending into their surroundings. Our next animal is on the right-hand side again. This is the greater akudu. These are female greater akudus because they do not have horns. The males of the greater akudu family have horns. Female greater akudus also like to live in a small herd of their closest best friends, about 2 to 3, while the male likes to wander in the wilderness by himself. Now, as you come along here, up on the right-hand side on the hill there, that's the saddle-billed stork. That's a female saddle-billed stork. She's got a gorgeous yellow eye. The male has a dark brown eye, and that's how you tell them apart. They're very isolated birds. They like to live by themselves. Even as a pair, they'll make a home range and then shoot other animals off of their home range. Again, on your left-hand side this time, left-hand side, we should see the bongo trying to pretend they are a tree up on the hillside. The bongo are nicknamed the ghosts of the forest since they are so rarely seen. Both males and females do have horns, and they grow about 2.5 feet long. Now, these animals and animals around the world, including our own backyard, are under constant threat due to habitation loss. Humans are mining and destroying these forests for precious metals that go into our electronic devices. That's why it's so important to remember to reduce, reuse, and recycle our devices once we are done with them, so we can have these wild animals in their wild places for future generations. Now, there is an animal stopping us up ahead, way up ahead, so this might be a hot second before we start moving again, so we can enjoy the voyage together. Oh, we are moving earlier than I anticipated. Okay, as I come around the curve here, you're going to look to the right. It's a very right-handed tour at the beginning and turns to the left after a while. On the right, you are going to see the pink-backed pelicans and a Nile hippopotamus. You have to look directly to your side as we come around the curve here. We're going to see more hippos as we drive along, so this might not be the only one we see, but we also see the pink-backed pelicans. Pink-backed pelicans get their name from the blush color on their backs during mating season. They are colonial nesters, which means they nest in very large groups, about 20 to 500 in a nesting group. Here's a hippo right on your left-hand side, about to go underneath the water again. Hey guys, stay seated, stay seated. It's very important, you must remain seated. Now, hippos do spend a majority of their time under the water. They do sleep under the water, holding their breath for about 8 minutes before they need to come up for a breath of fresh air. Now, they do come out of the water, usually at night, to graze against the water's edge. And they only eat about 80 to 90 pounds of food a day. So they're kind of hungry hippos. Now, as you come around on the left-hand side, as we go over the bridge, oh, there's some hippos swimming in the water over there. They look like rustic potatoes in the water. One more time, on the left here, we're going to see the Nile crocodiles.
I was going to say, we could do that immediately after. Do you want to do one?
Nile crocodiles are one of the largest crocodiles here in Africa. They are 15 feet and 500 pounds. So really big crocodiles. Now when the crocodiles are in a group on land, like we have here, they're called a basque, because they are basking in the sun. Now crocodiles do only eat once a week, and they can eat 1/3 of their body weight. They have been known not to eat for up to 3 years. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? Now, if you haven't visited the Maharaja Jungle Trek, you can as well. The Maharaja Jungle Trek is over in Asia. And they got some of my favorite animals. I mean, I have a lot of favorite animals here in Animal Kingdom. So, they got a couple of my favorite animals. One of them is the fruit bat. They're ginormous. You think they're really tiny, but they're huge. And they also have the Asian tiger. I'm a fan of big cats. Those are on the Maharaja Jungle Trek. Now, there are, of course, other animals out there as well. I just can't remember what all of them are off the top of my head. But it's like the Gorilla Falls Trail is a walking trail. It takes about 15-20 minutes of your time. They also have a huge aviary where you can see very different birds of varying kinds. Now, as we come down this way here, we're heading into the Savannah. Here in the Savannah, everything plays a part from the plant life to the animal life. It is a very delicate ecosystem. Our first animal we're going to talk about is the Hartman's Mountain Zebra. That's going to be on our right-hand side. Now, the Hartman's Mountain Zebra live in a herd. A herd contains usually 1 to 2, 1 male and 2 to 3 females. A herd of zebras is called a dazzle. The reason why they're called a dazzle is because they'll group together and try to dazzle or confuse the predator with their stripes. If that doesn't work, their back kick surely can. A back kick from a zebra can break a lion's jaw. Now let's look at the zebra really closely. Is this zebra black with white stripes or white with black stripes? Black with white. Yeah, there's only one person there that got it right. It's okay. How did you know? How do you know that was black with white? Because of his nose. His nose is black. It starts and ends with black. So he's black, white, black, white. Now, if we look over here to your left-hand side, you're going to see a cave on the left. And behind the cave, we are going to see the painted dog, or the African wild dog. Now, the painted dog is very sociable. They live in a large group, about 5 to 30. They are led by an alpha male and an alpha female that become the primary breeders of the pack. We're going to see them laying right behind the cave here. You should be able to see them laying down. They are wide-range hunters, meaning they need lots of space to hunt. But their space is becoming smaller, and they're a rare sight to see. There are less than 7,000 painted dogs remaining in the wilderness today. Again, looking to your left-hand side, we're going to talk about the sable antelope next. Sable antelopes are used as the emblem here at the reserve. The reason why is because they stand their ground instead of backing down to predators. We like to think we stand our ground for our conservation messages. Their horns are tilted towards their back, so it's easier to defend themselves against predators. Now we do have a group of giraffes for passing through here. A group of giraffes like this is called a tower. The reason why they're called a tower is because they tower over everything, being the tallest land animal. They do stand about 16 to 20 feet tall. Even baby giraffes are tall. Baby giraffes stand about 6 feet tall when they're born. Now, giraffes do spend about 95% of their day eating. That is a lot of their time. Their tongues are called prehensile, which means they can reach it at things like a hand to grasp at things. Now, their tongue can also pick their noses. Yeah, that's how long they are. They eat it, yum. And they also have purple tongues to prevent sunburn because it spends so much time out of their mouths. Now, 95% of their time is eating. That does not leave a lot of time for sleep. A giraffe only sleeps 30 minutes a day. It's not even consecutively 30 minutes a day. It might be 5 minutes over here, maybe 5 over there. They will sleep standing up or sitting down, but never laying down. Laying down makes them too vulnerable to predators. We also passed wildebeest. They were on our right-hand side. They were gray in color, and they were all laying down. Wildebeest are the second most densely populated herd on planet Earth. Does anybody know what the first most densely populated herd is? Oh, these are all good guesses. They're humans. Yeah, we're a densely populated herd. Now, this herd will travel about 500 to 1,000 miles in a migration season. There they are, the wildebeest on the top of the hill. And they kick up so much dust and dirt when they migrate, you can see them from space. We also have the Ankole cattle that was on the top of their hill there. The Ankole cattle are also known as the Watusi cattle for the first tribe to domesticate them, the Watusi tribe. Now their horns are ginormous. They grow about 5 to 6 feet long in size, but they are not heavy. There is a honeycomb structure inside their horns that keep them nice and light. They can also cool themselves down by pumping their blood through their horns and letting the heat out of their blood, just like a radiator. They're radiating the blood, the heat out of their horns. Now as we come around, we're going to see them a little bit closer. Those Ankole cattle on your right hand side, and if we can spot the springboks, that'd be great too. I'm not seeing the springboks, but there's those Ankole cattle right over there. Now the Watusi tribe does not use the Ankole cattle as food. They use the Ankole cattle as strictly as trade. They are valuable to the Ankole cattle, so you would never eat one of those guys. The more solid color they are, the more valuable they are. Usually the male is the solid colored one. Alright kids, looking over here, we got some elephants playing. Running away from us. Goodbye.
My heart.
There they went. Those are African elephants. They are gray in skin color and they have big floppy ears. Now those big floppy ears are a way for them to stay cool. Every time they flop those ears, they can cool themselves down about 15 degrees. Talk about built-in air conditioning. And elephants are constantly on the move for food. A singular elephant will eat about 300 pounds of food a day. A lot of their food is used as a way to fertilize the ground. And their poop spreads seeds all around.
They're trying to multiply.
Now as we come over here to our left-hand side, we're going to see the greater flamingos. The greater flamingos are the lightest shade of pink of the flamingo family. They get that pink color from their diets of different crustaceans, such as brine shrimp. And there are some baby flamingos out here. Baby flamingos are white with gray coloring. And there's also some teenagers. Teenagers still have gray on top of their heads. Once they lose the gray violet colors, they are fully mature adults. Look over here to your left. Sometimes I see more elephants, sometimes I don't. Let's see what kind of sometimes it is. Oh, sometimes we see an elephant. That's nice. Now, elephants get poached at a very alarming rate. Elephants get poached at about 100 per day. A lot of that has to do with elephant-human conflict. Elephants will go onto farmlands and eat up a farmer's crop, and a farmer has a negative consequences for the elephant. Now, we've actually discovered that elephants are afraid of bees. They let out a kind of grumble that lets other elephants know there's a bee in the area, and they will all turn the other way. Now, Disney has partnered with a foundation called Elephant and Bees that provide beehives to farmers to help deter elephants from coming on their lands. Now, there's quite a few animals over there, but we're going to talk about the water buck. That's the one with the bullseye on his hiney as they come around the corner. That's my favorite animal out here. The water buck is a non-migrational antelope, and they stay by a permanent water source. They drink an abnormal amount of water, And they secrete an oil from their skin that makes them smelly and waterproof. And that's why they're called a water buck. We're going to come around the corner here. Looking to the hillside on your left-hand side, we should see a cheetah walking around. I don't know why that was so hard to say. Is that cheetahs? Cheetahs are the fastest land animal. They do go 0 to 60 within 3 seconds. They are built with a need for speed. And so they have to hunt during the day because nighttime hunters are built for power. And they can't outpower a nighttime hunter. Now they are also opportunistic hunters, meaning they need to pick their prey very carefully because they cannot outrun a lot of their prey out here. But they have excellent eyesight and hearing to be hunting during the day, and they have a little teardrop marking underneath their eye that's dark in color to help reflect the sun. Now, as we come around the corner here, we might recognize these rocks from the great movie, The Lion King. Now, you might know they actually have a name. They're called Aquatic rocks. Aquatic rocks are used as an animal hangout zone, so let's see what kind of animals might be hanging around here today. Now, I do see quite a few animals again on the right. We're going to pass by, like we saw before. We saw the water buck on that side. Now we're going to see, we have white rhinos, we have ostriches, and we have a bonto buck over there. And my favorite watermelon, my favorite animal, the water buck. Over here on your right, we're going to talk about the white rhino raider. So we're going to talk about the bonto buck, which is over by the truck over there, grazing there by himself. Bonto bucks that's a very old bonto buck. He is 16 years old. Out there in the wilderness, they only live until they're 12. And they've been poached to near extinction for their coats, which are brown with a purpley underhue. They were poached so badly, there were only 17 in existence at one point. Now, you can only find bonto bucks now on protected lands and reserves. There's a male lion sleeping there. The male lion has that gorgeous mane. The females do not. Lions do sleep about 16 to 20 hours a day. That's much better than a giraffe sleeping schedule. I don't want to sleep like a giraffe ever. The females do all of the hunting, and they are nighttime hunters. And they're only successful 1 out of 15 times. Look over here to your right. Look into the bushes right there on your right-hand side. That's the warthog there in the bushes. The warthog are in the same family as the domesticated pig. They are the world's largest burrowing creature as well. They don't just make their own burrows, they also borrow and steal burrows as well. Now we have those ostriches, and we also have the white rhinos now to talk about. The ostriches are on the far corner back there. When you think about ostriches, you tend to think about black and white. Black and white ostriches are the male. These ostriches are gray in color, so they're all females. And contrary to popular belief, ostriches do not stick their heads in the sand when they're scared. Now we also saw the white rhino. White rhinos, those are mommies and baby white rhinos over there. Mommy white rhinos can be pregnant every 4 to 5 years. Oh my God. They are pregnant for 18 months. Then they give birth. That baby is about 88 pounds. And babies gain weight about 8-9 pounds a day. And white rhinos are the largest rhino in Africa, weighing in at 5,000 pounds. So those are some really big rhinos. All of our babies here are boys, so they will definitely get up to that 5,000 pounds. Alright friends, we're heading down to the Warden's Outpost. Here at the Warden's Outpost, we live with the land, collecting rainwater in buckets for future use on our crops or animals. And we also practice composting, making new healthy soil. We do have this cute and adorable herd of the Nigerian dwarf goats as well. Now, Nigerian dwarf goats are a highly domesticated animal and can be found around the world. Farmers use them for their sweet milk that you can drink or turn into cheese or skincare products. Now they are easy on the land. They take up less land and resources than a traditional herd. Well, my friends, our safari is coming to an end. I do hope you saw your favorite animals out here. I know I did. I saw the water buck. That is my favorite animal out in the reserve. Now, these animals and animals around the world, including our own backyard, are under constant threat due to habitation loss or poaching. Disney has partnered with multiple foundations around the world to help these wild animals and their wild places. Again, you too can help by donating to the Disney Conservation Fund at any merchandise location. All donations are matched dollar for dollar by Disney, and they do directly go to a foundation that we support. Upon donating, you may also receive a Conservation Hero button as well. So friends, please donate today while you're here at Animal Kingdom at any merchandise location and help these wild animals and their wild places. Now there is of course a long-term way we can help them by remembering to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reducing your day-to-day waste and recycling things properly once you are done with them can also help these wild animals and their wild places as well. We say Kwaheri. Kwaheri means to go well in Swahili. So Kwaheri everyone, go well and go wild while you're here at Animal Kingdom. If you are a wilderness explorer, you've been traveling on Simba 1.